Okay, good morning again. I'm going to create a couple of videos here to make it easier for you to all to view. And I'm going to start with the assignment, right? So first thing I'm going to post for you is the step-by-step instructions that are posted under Microsoft Project in week 2 or session 2. So the first thing is the assignment has 3 parts that you have to submit. It says that you will open up the document called Bits of Data, and you will format the document as a newsletter or bulletin according to the following instructions. So the page layout, you will adjust the margins as necessary to fit your content. So you must use something other than the default margins of 1 by 1. So that means that you would have to basically go into the layout and then change the margins from the default, which is normal, to something else. Doesn't matter what, just something else. Obviously, I wouldn't use 5 and 5 because otherwise your document's going to be 1 inch down the middle. So you have to do something that's in line with a newsletter or a bulletin. You will use the appropriate page breaks throughout the document where you see fit. So for this, you're going to have to go to Insert, and here is where it has the breaks. Now, you also need to know where your breaks are at. So under Home, you should be able to click on the little Show Hide button, and here is where it will show you if you have any page breaks. So at the very minimum, at the end of every page, you should have a page break. But you may also need to use a section break or a continuous break based upon what you're trying to do and what you're trying to format your document, right? Or where you're trying to format your document. So if you have something you're trying to do to a specific section, then you would do a section break, right? If it's going to be a break, but you want to stay on the same page, then it will be continuous. So you need to watch your Microsoft Word videos that Mr. Crawford posts up for you, and also use the GCF Learn website and also YouTube, right? Now, the next instruction here says that you're going to need to put a cover page, and I'm sorry, it said I missed one here. It said the 4th page will go to landscape. As I stated this morning in the video, you need to have one of your pages be landscape. I don't care if it's the 3rd page or the 4th page or the 5th page, right? And when it comes to the number of pages, it really is going to vary from person to person. Some of you may have 4 pages, some of you may have 5, some may have 6, some may have 7. You really shouldn't have any more than that, but you're not going to have points off because it doesn't tell you that it has to be 4 pages. So that's why you have to follow the rubric. So you'll notice here that I have a page that's going to be landscape, and the rest of them are all portrait. That's what you need to have in order to get the points for that section. The part on the cover page, it talks about having smart art. So you'll notice that I used a smart art, and when you insert the smart art, it will give you different types of shapes that you could choose. Choose something that makes sense. I chose this shape, and then I inserted a picture of myself above my name because my name is required. I inserted a computer above the name of the course, and I had an extra box, so I put University of Belize, and I put a picture there. Then on here I put a date, and therefore I put a picture of a calendar, right? So this is what I did. You do not have to do the same thing. Each person's will be unique. On the first page, you're not supposed to have anything in the header or in the footer, right? On the second page, this is where the page numbering starts. If you have 1 or 2, I will accept it, either one, right? But whatever you have, it should be continuous. So here is 1, then you have 2, and then I have 3, and then I have 4, and that's it. Then as far as the footer goes, I have the footer, nothing on the first page, and it says nothing on the last page, right? So everything else has a footer, right? And you're going to need to make sure that when you do your headers and your footers, that you're using 2 features, which should be explained in the videos that you're going to watch. One is different for the first page, and then also you're going to make sure that you're not using you remove the link to previous when you want to unlink it and not be connected, right? And those are things that you could watch in the videos that Mr. Crawford provides. It tells you to put 3 pictures, and your pictures, you will notice, have to be links, and they also have to have captions. They should be related to the content of the document, and you can do both by right-clicking, and you would insert a caption, and also it would say insert hyperlink. The hyperlink would be a link that will take you to the page that it's on. So if you look at it, you'll see there that when I click on it, it shows HTTP that is the website that you would go to where I got the picture from, right? So if I hold down Control and click, it would take me to that website. What else is in the instructions here for this first one? Let's take a quick look. Cover page, footers, numbers, creativity, make it appealing. You want to make it look like a newsletter or a bulletin. So you can use your own ideas there, right? The hyperlinks are part of the pictures. So that is the first part of the assignment. So you will save this, right? And you could save it as newsletter, bulletin, or Word project part 1. However you want to save it, you can do so. That is the first part. So remember, the show hide button is here. That will show you where you have your breaks, and if you need to add them. Everyone will have a different number of breaks based upon how you format your document, right? The next part of the assignment talks about, this is the rubric here for the assignment as well. So if you are unsure if your assignment is ready to be submitted, go back and check each item, and each item has the points allotted. So if you do it, you get the points for it. If you don't do it, you don't get the points for it. Pretty basic. Section 2, you will insert citations and create and update a bibliography in the document provided called the Train Right Corporate Handbook. So in that particular book, it will tell you, you open it up and you insert the following caption at a specific spot. So you go to the location in the file, and it tells you here to go to Equal Opportunity Employer section after the affirmative action in first sentence. So you would click at that location and you would go to References, and then you would go Insert Citation, add a new source. Make sure that you have MLA checked. Then you are going to check the type of source, which is a book, and you're going to go and fill out these fields. After you fill them out, you click out OK. You do the same thing for the second one. You go to where it's supposed to go, and you put the second one. Then you go ahead and after you have the two of them, at the very end, you're going to go ahead and click on Bibliography and create a bibliography on a blank page at the end of the file. After you do that, you're going to go back in and you're going to open up this source here. You go back to the source and you're going to change it from the author being Leiter, Samuel, to this next one, which is going to be, this is the author's, now change the name to that. Once you do that, you will then update the bibliography by clicking on the Update Bibliography button, and that file will then be saved, and you can save it as your name bibliography. The last part is you're going to create a third file, which you're going to go to File, you're going to go to New, and when you look for something here for a template, choose Invoice. So type in Invoice. You're going to click on Search and find an invoice that you like. Double click it and open it. When you do so, you're going to have to modify the invoice so that the invoice contains all of this data. It can be more, but it can't be less. And so here's an example of my invoice. And you can see how I just changed the generic names wherever I could by the name of the company and the business. The customer's name will remain blank because you don't know the customer, and this is a template. This is not a regular invoice. I have my comment section, my salesperson, department manager, and I have a few other boxes here that may not be necessary, but they're extra. You don't lose points for doing more. You only lose points for doing less. So make sure that you change anything that you can that's generic. Then you go to File, you go to Save As, and when you save it, you choose your location, and you make sure you save it as a template. You can call it Invoice with your name, and when you're all done, you're going to have 3 files that you're going to upload. When you get to the 3 files, you're going to select the 3 files, and then you're going to right-click it, and you're going to say Send To, and you're going to compress it. Once you compress it and you give it a name, then you're going to upload that file to Moodle, right? So this is what we covered today in the meeting. I know I did it a little bit fast, but you can look back at the video for the Google session that we held, the Google Meet session we held from 9 to 11. And also you could replay this as many times as you need to, right? If you have any specific questions regarding your assignment, I would recommend that you copy and paste the instruction that you're having an issue with, and you send it to me with your question, all right, in an email. Thank you very much.